uses the screens to get Brooks off of him. Oh, he crossed him over. Let Brooks fly by. Oh, Steph Curry. Dort, a great defender at 3. Curry sidestep, Curry drive, Curry flip. Curry good! Steph's got it. 8 seconds. The 3 to win the game.
Got it! Oh, Paul gathers it in. Clock at 3. Curry 3.
Oh, there's the meme!
What a shot!
The Golden State Warriors aren't playing their best basketball this season, but amidst the hot mess they're in right now, Steph Curry remains the sole bright spot on their roster. And based on his performance thus far, the chef is aging like fine wine at age 35 and shows no signs of slowing down. I mean, coming off a dribble handoff, Steph fumbles the ball here. But look at this. He kept the dribble alive while on his knees as if he's a Harlem Globetrotter. And then he just stood up and casually knocked down a step-back J. Now, check this one out. Steph grabs the ball here off a turnover. And when Ayton shows up, the chef just whips a nasty behind-the-back pass to Moody, who then flushes it home on the other end. 35-year-old dudes shouldn't be doing stuff that Steph is currently doing. And just like LeBron, Steph continues to defy Father Time as he's still playing at a high level at his age right now. I mean, here's a list of players who averaged the most points at age 35, and as you can see, Steph ranks 3rd, only behind Kevin Durant and the GOAT Michael Jordan with 27.9 points a ball game. So how does Steph manage to be this good at age 35, you may ask? Well, according to Steve Kerr, the reason why Steph is still dominating at this point in his career is because he's committed to keeping his body in tip-top shape while constantly evolving his game as the years go by. I think he's definitely the best conditioned athlete that I've ever been around in the NBA. I mean, there's just no one who combines the work ethic with the skill set, Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr said, and the ability to put all that together in this package of incredible endurance and quickness, it's amazing just to see what he puts himself through to be ready. He is definitely a guy who's going to age well. He's still playing at a really high level, and it's incredible to watch him work. Kerr said that Steph is definitely the best conditioned athlete that he's ever seen in the NBA. He also talked about how Steph seamlessly combines his work ethic with his skill set, on top of his incredible endurance and quickness. And in the end, he closed it out by saying that he knows that he's gonna age well. And as expected, that's exactly what we're seeing with him now today. With over 30 games in, Steph is averaging 27.6 points while shooting 45.6% from the field, 40.8% from 3, along with 4.4 rebounds and 4.6 assists on 33.5 minutes of play. I mean, at age 35, Steph still leads the Warriors in scoring, field goals per game, free throws made, and free throw attempts, and this only means that he's still the Dubs' best offensive weapon this season. Well, speaking of his offensive weapons, one of the main reasons why Steph is still thriving at 35 is that he never stops honing his craft, particularly improving his weaknesses such as his inside game. See, in his rookie season back in 2009, Steph only made 38 shots out of 97 attempts inside the shaded lane. But in his first MVP season, he was able to make 55 shots out of 113 attempts while shooting at a 50% clip, which is 10% higher than in his rookie year. Then, last year, the chef made 97 shots out of almost 200 attempts in the paint on 51.3% shooting. And even though we're just barely into the first half of the season, Steph has already attempted 105 shots and knocked 51 of them inside the lane while shooting 48.6%. And if we're going to use this as a sample size to project how many more he'll make moving forward, then Steph is on the pace of breaking his previous shot attempts and shots made inside the paint when this season wraps up. As you see with those numbers, teams had tightened up the screws on him in the perimeter over the years, mainly due to his elite shooting prowess. And so, Steph had to adjust by attacking the closeouts and penetrating inside to make the defense pay. From being a pure lights-out sniper in his younger days, Steph has become harder to guard as his career progresses, because he can now kill you from the inside, and at the same time create for his teammates due to the offensive attention that he attracts whenever he treads the lane. Now, apart from the improvement in his inside game, Steph has also doubled down on his strength, which is his lethal shooting. And throughout the years, he revolutionized the game of basketball from the three-point line by splashing down shots farther and farther from the basket. I mean, in his rookie year, Steph only made 101 shots from beyond the arc, while only making 1 out of 14 shots from 30 feet and beyond. Then, in his MVP season in 2015, Steph's conversion rate from within 25 to 29 feet went up 150% as he knocked down 251 shots that season. Then, as you can see, the shots that he's been taking and making from what we call as the Steph Curry range now has also increased significantly. And fast forward to this season, Steph has already sunk 118 three-pointers with just 33 games in as of this video, and attempted almost 300 shots while shooting just a tick below 40%, which is absolutely insane. His dedication to evolving his game through the years, as well as his legendary work ethic, are the main reason why he's still playing at a high level at age 35. And speaking of his work ethic, here's UFC fighter Draymond Green revealing some secrets about his elite training regimen.
I think, when you watch his workouts, whether in the off season or whether during the season, just the way that he prepares himself, and he has to sprint full court to get one shot at. And you think of the amount of shots that a guy like that puts up, and just in order for him to attempt a three, he has to sprint full court. He works unlike many people that I've seen before, and it translates onto the court. And then I think once you realize I've had success in doing things this way, then you become more of that. This is what's going to allow me to unlock X. Ball movement and his personal player movement and how much he's moving off the ball. It's a real disadvantage to teams. When you think of most superstars in this league, most of their damage is done with the ball in their hands. Whereas opposed to Steph Curry, can he do damage with the ball in his hands? Absolutely. But he's equally, if not even more dangerous when the ball isn't in his hands.
Anyway, according to Steph, his motivation to keep on going has something to do with his dad, as he wants to reach or even exceed the number of years that he played in the NBA, which is 16 years. Steph is currently in his 15th season in the NBA, and with the way he's playing right now and the way he's taking care of his body, I'm pretty sure that he'll surpass his father by a mile. And in terms of how he feels personally, here's what Steph said, and I quote, "How I feel right now is not how I thought I'd feel at 35. That number sounds crazy, but in my head, I feel like I got a lot left." Then, he's also taking to other greats who played past their 40s, like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, to get some pointers about their work ethic and how they managed to stay disciplined. Based on that statement, it seems like Steph is not going anywhere soon, and he's still proving that he's the most valuable player on the Warriors roster right now. I mean, Wiggins is just playing horrible right now. Clay is playing like he's already washed, while Draymond is just swinging around and getting himself thrown out of the game endless times. Steph, on the other hand, is single-handedly trying to save their crumbling dynasty and is playing like a possessed MVP right now. His value to the Dubs organization is pretty evident despite his age, and I believe that he's the only untouchable on their roster right now as the trade deadline fast approaches. In basketball, his teammate Chris Paul and primarily LeBron are the ones setting the standard in terms of longevity. But for me, I think Steph is not getting enough credit when talking about longevity, even though he has the stats and hardware to back them up. I mean, just like LeBron never really had a major injury in his career, except for the time he broke his ankle back in 2017. And even though he went through that, Steph has bounced back from it, and even come out stronger and healthier than he previously was. With his game focusing more heavily on outside shooting and off-ball movement, I think Steph will still play at a high level for the next 3 or 4 years, because he still will be able to preserve his body and keep it from being injured, since he doesn't play recklessly like Ja Morant and he doesn't use it to bang bodies around while driving inside, just like what Giannis and LeBron are doing on a nightly basis. Anyway, there's no doubt that we'll be having the same conversation in the following year, cause I don't see Steph declining just yet. And with this being said, I believe that he can still win one more chip down the line, given he's surrounded with the right pieces that would complement his game.